Imagine if studying could be as fun as your favorite video game or spending time with your friends. It would be effortless to get work done, get good grades, and do everything else you wanted to do in life. I'm Salim, I've just finished medical school, and I've spent almost a decade studying at university, whilst also balancing all the other things that are important to me. But the only way I've managed to do all of this is by learning how video game developers make games fun, and then applying this to studying. And this is through the arcade method, which has 3 strategies to make even the most boring work feel effortlessly easy. So the first strategy is why you can get completely immersed in a game and hours can go by without you realizing. And it's because games get you into a flow state. Flow state happens when you're doing an activity that is perfectly balanced in a Goldilocks zone of difficulty. Not too hard and not too easy. This is why at level 1 of any video game, even a 5-year-old can do. It's insanely easy. But then quickly it gets harder and harder, and that's because you're getting better with time, and that keeps you within this Goldilocks zone. For example, imagine you're playing a Mario Kart. You start off at the lowest speed, and at the start it's hard enough, but as you get better, that gets easier, so you start to play at higher speeds and the difficulty levels up with you. If the whole game was too easy, you'd lose interest. And on the other hand, if the whole game was you playing at the highest speed from the very start, you'd lose interest as well because it'll be too hard. So a key strategy to realize is that if your work doesn't feel easy, it's probably too hard or too easy. If it's too hard, take a step back and focus on the basics. If it's too easy, challenge yourself with questions or reading around the subject. And as you improve your knowledge and understanding, more and more complex studying will keep you engaged. And now the second concept that you need to learn to actually make studying easy is to do something that video games do all the time to keep players engaged and wanting more. And first, what do these all have in common? What is a common theme between all of these games? Video games on a whole are the best at giving players immediate positive feedback whenever they do anything in the game. Even when it comes to picking up an item or going up one level, they give sound effects or visual stimuli to satisfy you, and that keeps you chasing that feeling. And this has to be the same with studying. Normally everyone just pushes themselves to keep working and keep working, but they never give themselves anything positive to reinforce that behavior. This is what we can learn from video game developers. So when you're studying, once you've accomplished something, even if it's tiny, give yourself a reward. Whether it's having a small snack, taking a walk, or messaging your friend. Give yourself immediate positive feedback when you've done something good. Don't just leave it until the end of the day or the end of the week for your reward. The closer the reward is to the behavior, the stronger the reinforcement, and then you'd program yourself to seek the behavior that gets you the reward, and the reward itself makes you happier and more willing to do the work. And one thing that's perfected this balance between learning and providing positive feedback is our sponsor of the video, Brilliant, the best learning app to help you get smarter every day with thousands of interactive lessons in math, science, programming, data analysis, and AI. Brilliant's gamified the process of learning for me because each lesson is carefully crafted by an award-winning team of teachers, researchers, and professionals from Stanford, MIT, Google, and more, making it so that every lesson on Brilliant has the perfect balance between learning and problem solving, where you can play with the concepts, helping you build your understanding from the ground up. And thanks to its engaging problems and competitive features with a leaderboard ranking, it keeps you motivated to keep a streak going every day, similar to how games keep you hooked. Except with Brilliant, you're learning every day to help you build real-world knowledge on specific topics, which also makes you become a better thinker. One topic we're all aware of now is AI, as it's becoming increasingly used in day-to-day life. And thanks to Brilliant, I've been learning more about how large language models work through interactive problem solving, making this complex topic easy to learn through with a first principle approach so that I can go from a complete beginner to an expert, making it possible for me to translate my ideas into code or running simulations with data, which is surprisingly useful as a content creator. And thanks to its flexibility, the Brilliant app makes it easy to learn anywhere. Whether that's on my phone or laptop, or even for just a few minutes a day, it's enough to learn something whenever I have some downtime. So to try everything Brilliant has to offer, free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/Salim Ahmed or scan the QR code on screen, or you can click the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. And now the final aspect of the arcade method is to think about the main reason why games like Mario Kart, Pokemon, and even Wii Sports are still relevant today. And people would still play them even if they're 10 years old. The games that last the longest and stay popular for the longest are ones where there is a multiplayer function. Humans are designed to seek actions that bring us closer to other people. Even the most boring game can be a good time if you're with the right people. And having people that are playing the same game as you helps you do bigger tasks together. So you need to harness the social aspect of video games into your work. So that could mean co-working with friends, but also it could be picking a few friends and coming back together to share resources and ideas. Have some of your friends study different topics so that you can teach each other so that things become much easier. This is going to help you build accountability with your friends because you don't want to let them down. Now you can use this arcade method and it will make working fun, but the hardest thing about studying is sitting down to do the work. And in this video here, I've got a framework that you can use to make it insanely easy to sit down and get to work in minutes. So click the video on screen to streamline your study process and get on with what you need to be doing.